and spend time together. He has since tested negative. Thank God for the kid. That's got to be a relief to his mother. Now, let's be clear though. The president wasn't with them. He was in the hospital getting experimental treatment and care that almost no one else can get. Trump's wife goes on, I was very fortunate, as my diagnosis came with minimal symptoms, though they hit me all at once, and it seemed to be a roller coaster of symptoms in the days after. I experienced body aches, a cough, and headaches, and felt extremely tired most of the time. It was an unfamiliar feeling for me to be the patient instead of a person trying to encourage our nation to stay healthy and safe. Two things. One, God willing, it stays that way. A lot of people had cases like that and then wind up getting long-haul symptoms. God willing, that doesn't happen. But Mrs. Trump, you should keep an eye on yourself, stay in close contact with the doctor. If anything that doesn't feel right, stay in touch with them so you can somewhat track what's happening. They don't have a lot of good answers yet to make it better, but hopefully you don't have to deal with it. But if you do, just be aware. Now, the second problem is what she says doesn't add up. She wants to encourage other people to be healthy. Start with your husband, okay? Start at home with the Be Better. All right, these maskless displays, these super spreader events, it's how you got sick. That's how your kid got sick, and that's how your husband is making other people sick. And if you're going to speak up, then you've got to speak out. And you should start with him. And there's no indication that that happens. He's holding these mass rallies, and you know it's wrong. So why does she say it? But more importantly, why does he do it? We didn't elect her. I want to bring in someone who knows personally where his mind takes him and his motivations. His niece, Mary Trump, author of Too Much and Never Enough. And just as much as the niece, she's a highly trained psychologist. And that's a nice combination to have in understanding anybody's family, let alone this one. Mary, it's good to have you once again.
Thanks, Chris. It's great to be here.
So the normal mind says, well, listen, if I want to lead these people, I can't be not telling them to do the right things and then having them do the wrong things just because I want to feel good about myself. He comes to a different conclusion even after having COVID because?
First of all, we can't apply logic or rational thought to anything Donald does. That's not going to get us any answers. Secondly, when I learned that he was ill, I was worried that he would get a mild case and or recover quickly, not because I thought he needed to be sicker, but I think it would have been better if he hadn't gotten sick at all, because this way, this worst case scenario would allow him to emerge triumphant against this virus because he's such a tough guy. And he would then go on to tell other people that they don't need to worry about it, they don't need to be dominated by it, they don't need to be afraid of it. And interestingly, Melania kind of echoed this in saying that luckily Barron is a strong teenager. First of all, I am inexpressibly relieved that my cousin is okay. But a dangerous situation by his parents who have not been taking adequate precautions. And secondly, children are dying from this very deadly virus. So the only thing I can say really about how Donald is handling this is, in order for him to course correct when he realized that his initial way of dealing with it wasn't working, would have been to admit that he was wrong. So he needed to double down by saying it wasn't that big a deal and it was just going to go away. And we see the results of that, and it's pretty good.